Stephen Simmons. Was just really wondering if there's anything for him in the sense of any messages as to maybe the next move he should make, or what he should do, talents that he may have, and but naturally, if there's any talents, what talents are that he can tap into, and of course any hobbies that he should try. Just anything would help, really. I don't normally do a general sort of life path, whatever you want to call it, readings there, but there is a lot of hint of just something, what could be going on. I thought I'll have a change here. I think I'm going to have to change my reading glasses for me stronger ones as well. So there you go. I thought we'd use these Gypsy Witch cards here to see what may be going on surrounding this, all this. With these Gypsy Witch cards, the Lenormand type cards, in a sense they've got, you know, the male and female and all that sort of caper going on. So what we have to do, we have to remove, in the sense because of Stephen being the gender that he is, we will, I've already sorted that one out, and we've got your card there, the person card in this case, and that represents you, that does, Stephen, the gentleman there, as is. So we'll pop him just here, and he represents you. He'll be in the centre, taking centre stage, and we'll just get all the other cards together, and we'll just ask for the truth on behalf of Stephen Simmons concerning these varied questions about what move he should make next. Are there any talents he should tap into? Any hobbies he should take up? What actually is this all about? What's the essence of the confusion, maybe, or what? We ask for guidance and insight in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love, and non-violence. And we just cut the deck there. And then what we're now going to do is we'll deal some cards out. I'll just pop them there, and as we do, we'll leave Stephen there, as you would say, in the centre of things, and deal cards either above and at the side, and so on. So it's about dealing. I'm not just holding my hand really, aren't I? We're just dealing cards in a sort of configuration here. And then the idea is to use the cards that surround each card, the meaning of each card that surrounds there. Normally there are others we should deal, but I'll leave it at that. There's enough to be going on with there, I think, just for now, isn't there, in that regards. And I want to just now pull the first card here, which I suppose is the first card we dealt just up that corner there. And I'll just show you what we've got here. I'll just flip that nice and slowly. Is to reveal the energy, and you've got You got the energy of the of the rod. Now, of course, it just simply says that the rod near protects the family quarrels, and destined, of course, precautionary loss, whatever. So it looks as though here, with it being sort of near you, as you'd say, family disputes. That I'm locking straight onto that. There's been a why am I sort of sensing with the type of question you've asked? I'm focusing on that. It's as if that, in a way, provides the answer to some degree, doesn't it? It provides a sort of answer. I'm sort of sensing as though, yes, the disputes in the family, but it's more to do with, somebody said to you, I don't know, I'm not saying what they've said, but they said something like, why don't you bloody make something yourself, or instead of doing this, doing that all the time, bloody get off your arse and bloody do something different, or whatever. It's that sort of thing, and it's, or there's been an argument, at least some sort of dispute, literally in that sense, and it's led to home truths. Somebody saying something about, you know, it usually ends up with point scoring and finger pointing anyway, doesn't it, normally? But this is the sort of thing I'm getting from it. I want to pull this next card here, and just want to see what that's all about. We'll just flip that there. If you can just see that, we'll just see what that's all about. The rose and the rose and I suppose. Let's just see what this is. It's all about beauty and beauty and rugged health. So I suppose really, in a way, it's a bit like the rose and the thorn, isn't it? In the sense it's got beauty, and yet it's got the thorn that. That's also, I suppose, not the ugly side, but certainly something to do with of course, health. But it seems as of course, it's all surrounding you here, and it's to do with the family dispute about health issues or something. What's that all about? As if either lifestyle has damaged your health, or you know, say being on drugs or bloody drink or whatever it is, or eating too much. I don't think it to be that, but nevertheless, maybe not eating enough. I don't know, but it's something to do with that, as if I'm sort of getting that from it, as if the argument has been about your health, and well, it's any wonder you're a bloody unhealthy. You just sit around doing nothing, or you're in the wrong job, or there's some incompatibility they'll try and find wrong, just to make it look as if it's your fault. Let's see what the next card there, the next Gypsy Witch card reveals for us here. We'll just flip that over and see what its energy is. The Two of Hearts, although the cards, I don't really think, from a tarot point of view, that's the Two of Coins, isn't it, which is change. But in this particular, it just says this card represents the lady whose fortune being told, and all other cards affect it to a degree, and then of course in accordance to their relative proximity, tra la 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 la, and so it's just a bit of a guide on the card, really. When a lady's fortune is being told. Of course, a lady's fortune isn't being told, but of course, in this particular case, a lady is to do with it. I'm sort of looking at the picture of the lady. I don't know if you can see, she's looking to the lady and the gentleman always look toward their past. And the lady looks one way and the gentleman looks the other way, strangely enough. And it's as if, of course, the lady is in your future, as you would say, because of the gentleman looking toward his past there. Sorry, I got that wrong. It's they look toward their own futures, and then the gentleman, your future is that way, of course, isn't it? But either way, the lady has had something, an effect upon your health in some way. That's all I'm getting from that. The lady has had an effect upon your health. Why am I thinking mental health more than anything, more like psychological sort of health, the natural physical sort of illness or whatever? And through the disputes of it, it's made you ill in a psychological, mental way or whatever. And as you look forwards, she's behind you. I want to know what that card is there, but I've got to pull this one up first, just to see what is related. It's because it'll be next to the dispute, so this one will be straight away. I revealed it too quickly there. Let's just see what this one is all about here. The cat, of course, indicates some flattery, as if luck chance to be a fine thing. The cat indicates flattery, and if near number 6 foretells poor whatever personal injury, near number hang on a minute, what was that one? Oh, you're lucky. Number 20. Sorry, I just had to look at that one. The cat as well. Normally, it's independence, isn't it, with a cat? Normally. But of course, the cat, in this particular case, with flattery, I suppose, will get you everywhere. But the dispute that's sort of had an effect on your health has been maybe people exaggerating the truth a bit about certain things. Maybe the flattery is sort of you felt that I'm not flattered, maybe by what somebody said, but you realise she's not really yours or something. But this dispute, it's something to do with her, this woman, this lady, this woman here. It's something to do with her. And flattery will get you everywhere, of course, but the flattery itself, oily tongue. Well, I'm sort of thinking like an oily tongue. In the sense when you say something and they say, "Oh, you don't really mean that. You're just trying to flatter me," or you're trying to sort of, you know, like an oily tongue. "Oh, you're looking wonderful today," and when really they look down in the dumps and they've got no makeup on, and they, you know what I mean, and then they're all 2 sheets to the bloody wind, run through hedge backwards and all that sort of thing. But you tell them anyway, and they know it's not true. And I got a sort of sense as though it's that's caused the dispute. That sort of thing. Of course, you were asking about any talents that you've got. If it's to sort of make people try and feel good about themselves when they know it's untrue, then that's, I suppose, one of your talents. But laughing and joking apart, next to the lady and you, of course, this will be the energy that'll vibrate here. Let's just see what the Gypsy Witch card there is for that. That's an interesting one. The stork. That's about the stork denotes, of course, it just denotes change of residence. Yes, that's the moving card. If you're saying about any move that you should make or whatever, or what move to make. Obviously, that's just a generic term for what to do next. But the stork just denotes that there's change of residence for the better, actually, sooner or later, what I suppose is a generic term, isn't it? And that's all down according to the distance, or which it lies from the person card, as you would call it, from you, which is right next to you. I get a sort of sense as though because it's the past, or because the it's just ironic in the Lanneman, mystical Lanneman oracle cards, the gentleman looks that way and the woman looks the other way. It's just ironic that, but we'll go by this, what this is, and I've got a sort of sense it's a move that you've recently, a change of residence that you've recently undertaken, as opposed to one that's coming up sooner or later. Why, I don't know. If not, then I'm wrong, and it's a change of residence. I've got a sort of sense if it is for the future, though, regardless of what we're saying here, if it's the future, then it will no doubt have something to do with your state of health, trying to make a clean sweep of it, a fresh start, a clean break of it. But while I'm still thinking it's a recent move, I don't know. But what move should you make next? Move out, maybe. But of course, that's either sooner or later, which is a generic statement, of course. But we'll just go down to this card. I want to see what Gypsy Witch card is revealed here. I don't know if by now you probably know that I'm not very good at reading these cards. I haven't really used them to any great extent, but the house here, of course, denotes success in all ventures, and of course present condition is security, isn't it? Is although if it's the present condition is if the present condition is unpleasant, the future will be happy and prosperous. So also it also predicts marriage. Oh, does it? Oh. Of course the gentleman's looking that way, so marriage in the future. But maybe flattery, maybe what ooh, is that flattery? Somebody, well, no, not somebody proposing to you, but certainly you may try and propose to them, and it'll cause a dispute, or there has been a dispute over it, but it's more to do with your health than anything else. And the ladies in the past, is it a lady in the past whom you feel you want to get back with and marry or something, or get in with at least? Somebody you moved out when you changed residence, you moved away from her. There, see the link there, and that's how I'm linking that up. You'll have to forgive me for changing total direction here. That's what happens when you don't see all the cards all at once. I think we'll have to deal them all at once and then go from there, won't we, really? Let's see what this Gypsy Witch card is here for around about now underneath you, I suppose. Maybe this is to do with health situations, whatever. But the order, as it's called, the order just denotes honour and recognition of labour, near 48 and tra-la-la-la-la and all that sort of thing. So about that was just the clock just striking the hour in the morning. This is a sign of business success as well. So it's the order in the sense of, I suppose, like a certificate or an honour or something. Maybe health or I'm just trying to link things together here. A change of residence, recent change of residence. We don't want to know what that card is, and we pull it out straight away. So the Gypsy Witch card for this bottom corner here may hold the key to what it's all about, in the sense of what that's about. Ooh, hand in hand, just obviously indicates, indicates right. Finding this position or something. Hang on, let me just check what that is. Just finding disposition when in oh right, when in close proximity to the person, to whatever, and then find ship well. Yeah, right, one and two, right, okay. Love when right. Oh, when the right. So according to whatever it is there, it will be found with a superior, isn't here? Right. So financial success. Of course, it's hand in hand, so it's hands shaking, isn't it? Because I sort of sense it's the past, and it's linked to the move there. Why I'm sort of saying this is the past, this is the present, and this is the future, I don't know, because they could all be sort of linked accordingly. But it's just with the male looking that way, looking toward over here, and towards you there, as there's the past there. It's something to do with the house move and the lady that you moved out from or away from or whatever. There was a chance of a job or a bit of business venture or whatever it was, but right now, of course, nevertheless, there has been some form of success, some form of honour given to you, some sort of respect given to you, although there has been a slight problem with your health here right now. I sort of think it's a psychological thing, because he's next to the woman, and the woman has had a problem with your health, and that will cause disputes. The disputes, yes, are sort of ongoing now, but they are there for the future, which fuels the flattery, or it derives from the flattery, and this this element of security here, and success, of course, to come. So all is not lost. You're asking about what talents do you have? What the talent of flattery, the talent of, I suppose, letting others. Well, I don't want to tell, I don't want to accuse you of being a liar or anything, but you know what I mean, don't you? It's all well meant, I'm sure, but I suppose you say things to people because to try and, I suppose it's a generic thing to say that about anybody, but you say things to people to just try and, not so much appease them, but just to please them, to make them not feel bad about themselves, and make them not feel bad about you, make to think that you trust them or whatever. As to talents, certainly intellectual. Yeah, I'm sort of focusing on the intellectual side of it. Any hobbies that you should take up? I'm sort of saying that's up to you. Determined. I'll make that a general statement, as you'd say, a generic one, or whatever you want to call it. There, a cold one, in the sense of whatever hobby you're interested in, you go do what you're interested in. Interest is half the battle won if you want to get anywhere with it, but of course, but you do what you're interested in. That's as simple as that's the only answer I can give to that. But talents are more to do with intellectual abilities, although one's mental health has been affected by a young lady that you've moved out from or moved away from. And a potential business venture that you've thrown away, may have thrown away, but whatever success you did have, regardless of the moving away from or whatever, as given you, they've respected you well. We'd rather you not go, but if you feel you've got to do for the sake of your health, or in that case, or for the sake of your sanity or something, then we can understand why you'd do that. And of course, there is security and success on the way there, we know that. From whatever intellect, using your intellect, basically your brain, not your brawn, will get you security. The house, normally in the Lanneman, is about security, isn't it, normally? And the flattery thing, that's totally thrown me, but that could be either somebody saying you're all right, pull yourself together, when you say, you know, I'm not at all. You're talking bullshit, and that could start the dispute. In the sense that they're trying to make you feel good about yourself when you know full well you haven't been very well of late or something. I don't know. I originally locked onto the sort of argument about get off your arse, there must be something you can do other than sit in your bedroom all day, or other than sit watching telly all day, watching television all day, or something like that. But but whatever it is, that woman has something to do with it. She's the one who's caused the problems. That's this woman here. She's caused the problems. Most definitely. She's either been the reason why you've moved out, or the reason why you're about to move. I can't make my mind up if that's the future or the past, but it's one of the two anyway. It's got to be, hasn't it? But certainly the success and the house together there, either side of your intellect, indicate that there is success from the past and the future, whichever one it is. There's success and security. And if you haven't moved, you're about to, and if you have, then if you're about to, well, if you're not about to, then you have, or whatever. I'll have to do a bit of research on this. I really am sorry that my brain isn't working, but I'm sure yours is. Well, it is. It says there may have been mental health issues, but that's mental health. I mean, it doesn't stop you from your brain working properly, does it? It doesn't stop you from having intellect. Notice there the king of, notice the king of clubs or the king of wands. There's a fiery energy, isn't it? Fire of fire, and of course he's got strong energy, spiritual essence, if you want to use the tarot equivalent, which really the playing cards thing doesn't seem to tally somehow with it. If we're using the tarot equivalent, then, like the Six of Hearts is the Six of Cups, which of course is analysing one's emotions, emotional, what they call it, memories of love, or emotional success in some way, luxury, or I don't know what you're going to call it there. But it's linked to the stork, which is moving home. I think really we're going around in circles here, aren't we? I'm trying to do tarot with it, and it doesn't work because I don't do tarot with playing cards, and I don't do playing cards with tarot. It's the Gypsy Witch, and it's all Lenormand-y sort of trying to be this, but there's something in it nevertheless. I do like it, these cards actually. There is something going on, although it's very dark what's going on. Maybe it's that that's attracting me to it. What we can do is wish you the very best for whatever it is, whatever hobby you want. That's, you go by what you're interested in. If you don't enjoy doing your hobby, then you don't do it. I mean, a hobby is there for your own interest, isn't it? Hobbies for lifetimes, you do a bit and leave a bit, don't you? So it might even be something you took interest in years ago and haven't done it for a while and go back to it. if it's a hobby for a lifetime. You know, I do amateur radio, so you do forget about it and go back to it. It's like a new toy again, or something like that, isn't it? That's why I try and vary the oracles that I try and use here to keep something open. But for that woman, why I'm still focusing on that woman, she's the cause of a lot of trouble. But she's behind you, and however much flattery there is, however, whoever it is you want to propose to next, if you make any proposal, it's going to be an argument over it. If you go back to and there's a proposal, there will be an argument over it, although you will be secure. Because you've got one thing she hasn't, which is intelligence, or intellect, as you would call it. And you've got the ability to support yourself. You want to know what talents you've got. You want to know what hobbies to take up. If not talents, then we'll play games. But at the end of the day, you are actually highly intelligent. And this is what's coming through here. And you should use your intelligence. And you might surprise yourself. You might actually flatter yourself, literally, in that sense. But if the dispute is about, oh well, you're supposed to have had this illness, you're not supposed to have been very well, but you seem to be capable of doing that. Try not to go down that sort of route, because I'm sure others will be trying to. As in the UK, we've got a government that's doing that with people, with the vulnerable and things like that. They're sort of blaming the disabled for their disability, and the poor for their own poverty and all this. And it's a low sort of exhibition of power when one is prepared to lower oneself to blame the Jews or something like that for it. And in this sort of sense with you, be careful that somebody doesn't try and pick. People will pick on your weakness to bring you down, but you're better than that. You've got your honour, you've got your respect, and you're better than that. And I think it's that woman again. I'm still locking onto her. There's something about her I don't know. I don't like her at all. I just don't like her. And I don't know who she is. And you do. And that's the problem. But for now, just for now, these cards, as we cast a shadow, have spoken.